Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Now this is completely different and I know that it's very strange for me as well. But at the moment I'm back at my family home and not at my university. So for the next couple of weeks, videos will be shot like this. I have a green screen in the background. I've never done anything with a green screen before, so if the quality's a bit off, if the green screen's not quite right, because like look, I get these little fuzzy bits around me. I don't know how to fix that. I know I need better lighting, but yeah, just letting you guys know. Anyway, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we're reacting to 8 words Britain and America use very differently. Now again, this is another video by Lost in the Pond, which is a great YouTuber. I guarantee you like his content if you enjoy mine, and the original video will be linked down below. Now before I get into this, I have to quickly state that if you want to send me any suggestions or videos to react to, please go put them in the Discord down below, and put them in the Discord. There's a channel that says reaction requests. Some people have been putting them in there, but some people have been putting it in the just chatting bit, and then it gets a bit confused. But that is fine as long as you move it, or if I move it, it's fine as well. And yeah, without further ado, let's get it with this video.
One thing that you may not know about me is that I am the world's biggest fan of having a bath. Or, as the Americans would say, taking a bath.
Some people say that over here as well though, taking a bath.
Hello, this video is sponsored by the Great Courses Plus. I'm Lawrence in the Pond, as those of you the nation's W's. There are occasions when both countries have different meanings for the same word. In fact, it should ignite in you, as it has done in me, just how common this is, by the fact that this is part 9 in the series.
Oh wow, I didn't even know this was part 9, I just saw this one.
Past, we've looked at both countries' treatment of the word randy, and how not only is the word derby/derby pronounced differently between the two countries, but doesn't always mean the same thing. And so without further ado, here are 5 words that Britain and America use very differently. Part 9.
I did like with that. That's very nice. Right, let's go.
That's it. We're starting today's list with the word slate, and I know what people in both countries
You can slate someone.
are now thinking, what? The other country doesn't use that type of grey rock to tile their roofs? Well, as
yeah, you got slate, or you can slate someone.
I've shown you before, there are of course many differences when it comes to British versus American houses, but that is not one of them. No, the difference comes in how British and American people use the word slate as a verb. In the United Kingdom, to slate somebody means to disparage them. So in the early days of my YouTube channel, my British viewers absolutely slated me for making bad beans on toast. Whereas in the United States, to slate something is to schedule. As in, you know, after Lawrence failed to sufficiently butter his toast, the apology tour was slated for the next day. Meanwhile,
That's a massive difference, to be honest. It's quite interesting.
while entry number 2 is slated for right now.
Pop. See now, when I read that, I think that's a genre of music. But I reckon America, they call fizzy drinks pop, I think. Or do they call it soda? I don't know.
Pop, as in pop goes the weasel, which when you
Oh, I'm completely wrong, ignore me.
think about it is a terrifying image. And of course, in parts of the United States, the word pop is used to mean fizzy drink. And
Oh, I was right, okay, never mind.
you're probably thinking, that's the difference, but it isn't. And that's because, and I don't know if this is a regional thing, and that's why I never picked it up, the word pop is occasionally used in this sense in Britain. But in Britain, the word pop is also used as a verb in a manner that it isn't in the United States. Sure, both countries might pop a balloon, but in Britain, a person might pop their clogs, and what does that mean? It's not funny, it means to die. But we also use the word pop to mean put, as in, ooh, look at Lawrence, he unevenly popped a map on the wall. Isn't he a prat? And if you think at this point that Britain has exhausted all of the ways that it can use pop as a verb, where you can just pop along now, which means go. Whereas in the United States,
I've heard that one before.
you're all about your pop nouns. Sure,
I haven't heard someone say you can pop it up. Pop it up, yeah.
both countries have pop music. And who's the father of pop music? I've no idea, but it was a good segue into the fact that in parts of America, pop means father. Now, if things get really bad, you might well tell somebody to pop along in the British sense while giving them this.
Giving in the boot. That means you're kicking them, you're pushing them away.
Of course, we all know that in Britain a car has a boot and in America it has a trunk. And so that
true.
begs the question, what use of boot do Americans use that the British don't? Well, the answer is quite nuanced. In the United States, to eject a person from a group setting, for instance, this week I had to boot out my social media manager because he didn't know how TikTok worked. I'm the social media manager. I fired myself. But in any event, you might be thinking, well, what do Brits use for this then? And just like in America, there are various terms for kicking someone out. But the one most closely aligned to this is to give someone the boot, preferably a stinky one that they have to take home with them. For example, I am going to give my finance strategist the boot because between you and me, she's crap at maths. All right, I admit I am the finance strategist and I go by Sharon on the weekends. Anyway, while we're on the subject of pushing things out, that brings us on to this. Catapult to medieval
medieval
Britain
weaponry.
and American reenactments of medieval Britain. A catapult was/is a large contraption that, for want of a better phrase, catapulted Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman over a castle. That was a reference to Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. They're absolutely amazing and I highly recommend them to anyone like me that lives on a third-floor apartment. But in Britain, a catapult can also be a Y-shaped handheld projectile weapon that...
It can be, but we normally call that a slingshot.
Sadly, I've not had in my possession since the age of 9 due...
But as a kid, I used to call it a catapult. You can get 2 pencils and a rubber band. Deadly weapon, that
the
is.
infamous greenhouse incident of 1990. But perhaps now that I live in the United States, I can circumvent the rules on a linguistic technicality. And that's because here, this kind of catapult is known as a slingshot. Sorry, this invisible. Meanwhile, in the United States, the word is often used to mean rise quickly. And this isn't in the context of getting out of bed with haste, because if it was, I wouldn't be able to relate to it so greatly. No, it means rise quickly to a place of prominence. In other words, one day Lawrence was making inaccurate videos about English cuisine, and the next he catapulted his way into YouTube superstardom, and those aren't my words. They are my words. In all seriousness though, the last year on this channel has been amazing. You might almost say that I hit the American version of this.
Buy a quality checked used car online with free home delivery and a 14-day money-back guarantee.
Cinch.
We're proud to supply 100% renewable electricity to
Come on. Home run.
If you've been watching this particular series on words as religiously as I have, then you'll know that we can barely get through a single video without referencing baseball. As we've seen before, both countries have different meanings for the word pitcher and strike. And so it is true of the phrase home run. Famously, this is the most
Home run when you hit it out of the stadium, right?
exciting part, some would say only exciting part, in a baseball game. When a player hits a ball so far, it allows them to run to all 4 bases, is that correct? I am told that the United States has another meaning for home run, but my mum's watching and I don't want to be demonetised. In Britain, the term home run is often used to describe the final part of a distance. So if you're going on a road
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is the home. Yeah.
trip and your child asks, "Are we nearly there yet?" you can just tell them, "We're on the home run." And Americans might recognise this because it sounds like and is used in a similar way to home stretch, which as it happens we are approaching in this video. Let's count down the top 3.
NHS.
Yeah, appropriately,
The National
the
Health
third
Service.
from last entry has 3 letters. NHS. In past surveys, the NHS ranked high among the things that British people miss most when they moved to America. And it's of scant consolation that the United States has its own entity bearing these 3 letters. In Britain, the NHS stands for the National Health Service, a government-run healthcare plan funded by the British taxpayer that was founded shortly after World War II. Strikingly though, the American use of NHS is slightly older, standing for National Honor Society. This is a scholastic organisation that's open to high schoolers who excel in things like leadership skills, academics, and good citizenship. All qualities that in a perfect world would be associated with the following city, but aren't always.
DC.
Yeah, you see what I'm doing here? The second to last entry has 2 letters.
Well, DC is like the comic universe, right? Right?
I'm so clever.
Or
And
it could be the this Washington DC.
And it doesn't take a detective to work out what the American use of DC means, but it might take one to ascertain the UK definition. In fact, it might take a detective constable, that's often abbreviated to DC. As in, hi, can you put me through to DC Johnson, please? No, sorry, can't. DC Johnson is tied up with PC Woods. PC is police constable, and personal computer, and political correctness, and Phil Collins. Of course, in the United States, DC is the shorthand way of referring to the capital city, Washington, D.C. This shorthand use is far less common among Brits, who are more likely to refer to it confusingly as Washington. Of course, the United States has seen many capital cities during its relatively short history, and with a changing nation comes a changing language. Have you ever wondered how English took on a life of its own in the United States? Well, thanks to the Great Courses Plus, wonder no more.
Oh, no.
I'm thrilled to recommend Professor Natalie Schilling's English in America, a linguist, and go and run yourself a nice hot bath in time for the final entry, unless you're American.
Free adverts. Madness. I keep looking at my microphone videos, the camera. Microphone's a lot
they
closer.
could have made anybody redundant,
than it
but
is
they
normal.
decided to make me redundant.
Bathroom.
One thing that you may not know about me is that I am the world's biggest fan of having a bath.
Oh, I love taking a bath. I love it. Especially when it's really hot.
Or, as the Americans would say, taking a bath. And for the first 26 years of my life before I even
I say both. I say I'm gonna have a bath, or I'm about to take a bath. It depends. It depends on the context.
entertained the idea
It depends if if I say I'm gonna have a bath, it could be any time of the day. If I say I'm gonna take a bath or I'm about to take a bath, it means like within the hour.
of moving to America. A bathroom, by its very definition, contained a bath. That's why it's called a bathroom. Additionally, a British bathroom will also contain a sink and sometimes, but not always, a toilet. In America, the script is flipped. If an American asks you, where's the bathroom in this place? They're really telling you, I need to pop to the loo, except they wouldn't use the word loo, or, as we've established, pop. So to recap, a US bathroom will have a toilet, a sink, and usually a bathtub or a shower, but it's not required. That's it for this episode. I'm Lawrence Brown. Don't forget
Fair
to follow
enough,
me
it's
on
very strange.
Twitter
Alright, that is the end of that video, surprisingly. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. Don't forget to check all my links out, all my links down below. So I've got my Discord, Instagram, all that sort of stuff. So if you want to contact me, or if you just want to follow my other social medias, if you do support me, that would be absolutely amazing. And if you want to show a little bit more love, then subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell would also mean the absolute world. Now, if you did enjoy this, don't forget to leave a like and a comment, as I think I've already said. And yeah, I hope you're having a great and splendid day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.